The downfall of Mrbeast is quite honestly something that could fit into a modern day history book. From the most subscribed to YouTuber on the planet to one of the most satisfying corporate downfalls in the last 10 years. Someone once loved by everybody, now public enemy number one of any chronically online adult like me and you. Mrbeast's downfall isn't just a story about how terrible big creators can be behind the scenes or anything like that. The downfall of Mrbeast is a warning to everyone, you included, about how the moment you let greed seep its way into your life, it is over for you. As soon as you sell out anywhere, you have already sealed your fate. So what am I talking about here? Well, to start, let's establish one crucial thing. Mrbeast is not the most subscribed to YouTuber. Mrbeast is the most subscribed to company. The most real subscribed to YouTuber, in the way that you think of the word YouTuber, is actually still PewDiePie. There's 8 channels ahead of him, all of them being companies or toy review channels run by the kid's parents. We have a misconception we need to break here. Mrbeast, by definition of the phrase, is a brand channel. Selling toys, backpacks, food, if you can really call it that, and more. Mrbeast is an entertainment company that was born on YouTube, but for a long time now has been so much more than just a YouTube channel. Without doing any research, I'd be willing to bet most of Jimmy himself's profit doesn't even come from YouTube anymore. I mean, it's not like ad revenue pays a whole ton anymore. Mrbeast is the first entertainment company to get its start on YouTube. It's still a company and a brand though. So we've established that this channel is a brand. What does this have to do with anything, and what does it have to do with Jimmy's greed? It has to do with everything we're talking about, because years and years ago, Jimmy Donaldson used to be like the rest of us. Jimmy had that YouTube dream ingrained into his brain, like so many of us have in the past or still do. So much so, the man gambled away his college education for a shot at growing his channel. That takes so much soul that, let's be real here, you probably can't even come close to relating to. I can't either. Imagine how much better your life could be if you chased your dreams as hard as the beautiful fallen angel Jimmy Donaldson had. If that's where the story ended, where the Mrbeast channel became a success and he just kept making videos to have fun and just enjoy living his dream, he easily could have gone and held onto his title of the greatest YouTuber of all time. But power corrupts. No matter who you are, no matter how much stuff you have, the desire for more is unstoppable, and there's never been a greater example since the invention of the internet than Jimmy. Not Mrbeast, just Jimmy. At this point, Jimmy the individual and the Mrbeast channel are two separate things. When you have an audience the size of Jimmy's that seems to have almost doubled daily for a long time, greed is bound to enter into the equation. Behind the facade of charity that he tries so hard to push, there are so many blatant cash grabs and exploitation attempts committed by the Mrbeast channel. Taking a look at his toy line, which isn't something I've seen a whole ton of people talk about during the last few months of controversy, there is no reason for this to exist. Why does a YouTuber of any size have a toy line made by one of the biggest toy manufacturers in the world? Is there creativity in any of this? Has Jimmy gone on record in the past saying one of his lifelong dreams is to sell the attention of his 300 million subscriber audience to one of the biggest manufacturing corporations in the world to produce his $40 mystery figures? Seriously, what other reason besides greed is there for this? Obviously, Jimmy has all the right to go off and profit off of his brand however much as he'd like, the same way we all have the right to criticize and think less of him for selling out the way that he did. Over the last few years, we've seen greed change both Jimmy and the Mrbeast channel into corporate nightmares. Jimmy doesn't act like a YouTuber anymore. He's a CEO now. At least he acts like it. There may be an actual CEO of the Mrbeast brand, but that's still kind of up in the air. The point is, the dreamer who risked everything for his dream didn't know when to say enough is enough and be happy with what he had, allowing his greed to bring his morals down and allow the completely terrible behaviors, people, and practices to consume him and the life that he once gave everything to make. Now that little conclusion there would have been the perfect place to go on into an outro. However, if you give a little peek to the remaining time in the video, you can use that little monkey brain of yours to see we're not done here yet. Regarding all the crypto stuff that just came out over the last few days, I mean, Jesus, man. Honestly, I thought there was a big flaw with this video. The toys could have maybe been defendable. I mean, Jimmy's primary audience is kids. Kids play with toys, but dear Lord, being the secret, hidden, biggest crypto scammer on YouTube, just completely out of left field and under everyone's noses for something like 2 years, there's no redemption for that. There's no redemption for him. Jimmy Donaldson is now a blatant scam artist, manipulating his audience into dumping their money into whatever project, morally correct or not, legally correct or not, he just doesn't care. This once genuine man, I really do believe he was genuine for a time, has become the most evil and disgusting monsters to ever be on this platform. And we never even talked about all of his, like, pedo friends. The amount of money he has stolen is most likely higher than the total amount of money that you, me, and everyone who will ever watch this video make combined. The whole thing I said in the intro about letting greed into your life wasn't just something I said to get you more hooked into watching this video. Actually, it's the whole point of it. Mrbeast serves as a warning to all of us in our journeys to get to whatever our goals are, whatever those happen to be. Each of us, like Jimmy, has something we want out of life. Obviously, that thing varies from person to person, but in a way, we are all like Jimmy. For better and worse, we all have the potential to do great things in our lives. You know, make our own little Mrbeast channels, whatever that may be. But on that road to success, we'll all have the option to take shortcuts and chances to reach for things that are far, far bigger than what we need. Having the ability to stay on the path and to say no to those extras and shortcuts is where poor old Jimmy failed to say no. He kept wanting more money, more growth, more influence. It'll never be enough for him. Even with all of the horrible things going on in his life that he made for himself, he's still trying desperately to keep up this public image that it isn't real and that he's just this great guy just trying to be the best YouTuber he can be, when in reality we all know that's not the truth and hasn't been for a very long time. If he would have just said no to all of these terrible things, or stopped to these terrible things he saw going down in his channel, in his company, in his personal life, he'd still be seen as, in reality, one of the best people in the whole world. Isn't that how all of us want to be seen? Just this pure beacon of hope to others? You can't do that when you make the choices Jimmy made. Obviously, it's a bit unlikely any of us will be faced with the exact problems Jimmy has, but it's so important to take a look at stories like the downfall of Mrbeast and apply what you see to your own life. No one wants to end up in the situation that Jimmy's in, and the best way to avoid that one is to be happy with what you already have and enjoy your life while you work hard for more. Jimmy Donaldson was on top of the world, but because he couldn't practice what he preached and let that greed in he so prominently calls out in his philanthropy videos, he's forced to watch it all come crumbling down. Don't make his mistakes. Be the best you.